If you're struggling with money, there's a good chance it's because you're using it wrong, but not in how you budget, not in how you save or how you spend, but in what you're trying to get from money. You see, most people are unknowingly trying to use money to get things that it was never designed to give them. Trying to get things like security, self-worth, safety, power, or control. And when you try to do that, when you try to use money for things that it was never designed to get you, it backfires. So let's talk about what money actually is and what it absolutely isn't, because this is the place that we need to start in order to create a transformation in your relationship in this area with money. If we take it right back to the beginning, money was created as a tool, an agreed upon exchange for goods and services. And it is absolutely brilliant for doing just that, for buying goods and services, for buying things like houses, for buying things like groceries, for buying things like holidays where you can create incredible experiences, for hiring support to give you more time. In that sense, money is super useful. It expands things, it moves things, it's practical. But money is just that at its core. It's a neutral tool for exchange. But when money is used for something different to that, that's when it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem when you try to use it for emotional fulfillment. When you try to use money to feel okay. You see, most people are trying to use money in this way. They're trying to use money to fix a sense of lack and self-worth inside. Now, you may have heard yourself or somebody else say or think, if I make more money, then I'll finally feel safe. If I hit a certain number, then I'll finally be enough. If I save enough, then I will finally be secure. But money was never built for those things. And when you try to use it for something it was never designed for, it actually has the opposite effect. It loses value, and your relationship with it begins to break down because you're trying to use it for emotional fulfillment. When you start using money to try and feel worthy, now you tie your worth to your income. When you start using money to try and feel secure, now you start fearing spending it or not having enough, because your sense of safety disappears with every transaction or with every digit that goes down on your screen when you look at your bank account. You chase more money, but you never feel okay. You never feel fulfilled. And then you start emotionally spending. You start avoiding your bank accounts, judging yourself, and fearing money. Not because money is bad, but because you were trying to get it to do something that it just can't. And when that happens, you create and reinforce the illusion that this thing outside of you, that your circumstances create your experience. And you always become victim to your circumstances, forgetting that you are the powerful, abundant co-creator of every element of your experience of life, including your ability to create and experience money. But when you start seeing money as it really is, a tool that can be created and exchanged for goods and services, the emotional charge that you've unconsciously previously attached to it begins to fall away, and you become more free to create. You become more conscious around money. You stop trying to get your self-worth or power or safety from money, and instead you begin to use it clearly, powerfully, to buy things, to support your growth or your business, to play, to have fun, to experience, to invest, not to prove anything, not to fill any emotional void. This is the turning point. It's not about fixing your money mindset, but it's about seeing it without the distortion or the emotional attachment. It's not about trying to change your thinking around money, but seeing it clearly, because the minute we fixate on trying to change our thinking, the minute we're giving our power away to this thing as real and true. And that's what's been happening up until this point, that's sabotaging your relationship with money. Because the minute you attach it to trying to fulfill something, you become victim of circumstance. You start looking more and more and more to the outside world, to the program, to the thing that can fix or change this issue that you have around money, when actually all along, you've just been trying to use it for the wrong thing. So if money for you has been feeling heavy or overwhelming, or you've been anxious or fearful around it, a really powerful question you can ask yourself is this: what have I been trying to use money for that it was never designed to give me? Now, grab a journal and answer that question, going as deep as you can, because it will help to bring your conscious awareness to it and help you to create more freedom. And if you want to take it even deeper, you can ask yourself this secondary question: all of those things that you've listed that you've been trying to get from money, how can I create myself in a way that has me see that I can be the thing that I'm trying to get from money already? Because those two questions can shift everything. And if you're not sure on how to answer the second question, be sure to watch my video on self-creation, because this is the key that changes everything. And if this video landed, let me know in the comments, what was your insight and takeaway? And be sure to subscribe, because up next, we're exploring who you would be without your money stories. This is the next step that will help you create even more freedom, especially around the emotions and the idea of self that you've attached to wealth. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video.